Hi, I'm Chris Jorstad, and I'm going to do an August market overview for you. We're going to dissect each market in the valley here. Well, not each one, but some of the majors, and kind of talk about it. On my last video, we did a few, and I'm going to essentially do the same ones so we can look at trends over the past month and kind of see where it's going. And as we go progress through the year, of course, we'll be able to identify those trends on a month-to-month basis, so we can kind of identify what's coming. And based off of historical trends, we'll be able to identify where the market may be potentially headed, or at least where we see it for the next 30 days. So right now, there's definitely some stuff that stood out to me. So I want to get shown. I want to show that to you now. These reports will be available for you. You can download them or simply contact me, and I will get them to you. And there's a lot of information on these, and they are awesome neighborhood overviews, market reports. So if you'd like to get those, just let me know and I'll get them to you. But here's a basic overview of what I'm seeing. I'm going to start off with Scottsdale. Of course, everybody's interested in Scottsdale and what's going on because it's a good indicator market. We saw it slow down last month. It actually dropped. The average median sales price actually dropped about 1%. So that's a little bit of a stall. And we see that, and I kind of mentioned this in the last month's video, that when we see these prime areas, that is like Phoenix and Scottsdale, start to stall a little bit, I think it'll kind of spread, and we'll start to see that hopefully for buyers anyway, that we'll start to see it spread a little bit and put buyers in a better situation. Of course, that's a good sign too, that if you're looking to sell sooner than later, we want to take advantage of where the market's at now before we see any further stalling. So the change over the last month, again, it's not in the negative as it was last month. It's actually in the positive, but just barely. So we saw it come up. That could just be a few big sales that had happened, raising the sales price. Obviously, you still see the change over the last 12 months being 30%. So, prices have crept up there quite a bit. Looking at Phoenix. Now, this is actually a pretty dramatic change because Phoenix was actually in the negative. Last month, we saw a little less than 0.5%, or a little more than 0.5% decrease in the median sales price in Phoenix this month. We're seeing it creep up. A large part of that can be, again, if we saw some major, sales there in that area, some higher sales. But I think too, you have to take into account that even if it's going to kind of stall a little bit, it's going to take time, and you're gonna see those indicators slowly, not anything dramatic. And I know in this area we're starting to see a lot of wholesale companies step in, a lot of iBuyers, a lot of companies purchasing up real estate as quickly as they can before they start to see prices drop, and groups try to sell as quickly as they can before they start seeing the prices drop. So we may see a lot more come on market. And we are entering into ending of a lot of COVID forbearance plans. So we're going to see some of those come on market and start selling as well if people aren't able to get back into their mortgage. So that's another possibility as well. I think Mesa was a pretty outstanding view of what, like when I mentioned last month that we would probably start to see some of the other suburban areas outside of Phoenix and Scottsdale as it kind of just goes out, as the trend sort of goes out to where we start to see it slow down a little bit. Mesa is actually a prime example of that. Last month, Mesa was around 4% increase. This month, we're seeing a 1.3% decrease. Now, that being said, as that comes out, you have people that are they weren't wanting to get into the Scottsdale, Phoenix, Mesa prime area or really Gilbert, Chandler, but they were willing to try and find stuff outside of that area. So that's where we get brought to, like Casa Grande here. and you see a 10% increase. So what happened is people stopped buying in that prime area, said, hey, I'm willing to do the 40-minute, 1 hour drive. So we'll start purchasing out in Casa Grande, Florence, Maricopa City is another one that we start to see. People just make the exception for the drive or find work elsewhere. So we start to see stuff increase there pretty dramatically. Last month, Casa Grande was only 1.23%. So we increased a lot just this last 30 days for prices there. Gilbert, definitely, decreased a little bit. We were at 4% last month, down to about 3%. So sustaining, but still slightly decreasing, which is good for buyers. And Santan's a new one I added. I want to keep track of this one because I think Santan is growing huge, and it's going to start getting even bigger because we're going to see off of 202, 24 is going to connect to the outer road there, giving more access to Santan and making it a lot easier. And we're seeing a huge growth there. Fantastic area, lots of opportunity for housing, and hasn't quite increased as much as we've seen like Mesa and Queen Creek, Gilbert area. So definitely some opportunity out there. But anyway, if you want access to these neighborhood reports, definitely let me know. Happy to send them to you. You can look them over. There's a lot of information on this. We have, you have your home values, your estimated home values, just kind of market snapshots. And in fact, there's just a quick summary stats for new listings and closed, and gives you an idea of what's out there for each neighborhood. So happy to pass these on, get you that information, and make sure you have access to everything you need to be a knowledge home buyer. So, all right. Anyway, that's for August. That is our market summary, and I look forward to hearing from you.